could turn round to them and do what he's done with me, say I don't want nothing to do with it.
I don't think she really realises how serious it is and how hard it is.
It's really painful. My bump feels really tight now and solid like a brick. How did my life get so complicated?
Amy's 16 and 3 months pregnant. She's an only child and lives with Mum Sally in Dunfermline, near Edinburgh.
It's your first Christmas, so there you would have been 3 months old.
3 months old, and I'm the size of your whole body. Look, I've got a double chin.
Yeah?
I've got a double chin at 3 months.
I've had to be totally 100% honest. It's not something you wish for your 15-year-old to be is pregnant and going to be a mum at 15. You don't want that for your child. But it's there, it's happened.
I was with a boy and I felt like I loved him and I thought we were going to last and nothing ever was going to happen that would be bad. I fell pregnant probably about when we'd been together a month and a half. Well, we weren't actually using any contraception. So you can never ever really think, oh, I'm going to be pregnant. So I phoned him and I said, I'm pregnant, and he was shocked and he was like, I don't want it.
Often is the case, the woman is left with the child and the biological fathers or whatever can walk away if they want to. You know, so yeah, I'm quite angry about it.
He knows it's his child and that, but I don't think he wants to accept it's his child. Because I do think that every single child deserves to know their daddy, even though some daddies don't deserve to know their children. But I would still like it to know its biological father.
She's always had a boyfriend. She had to have a boy, and I said, you don't have to have a boyfriend. Amy could go with someone and, 2 weeks later, it's a new one, and I couldn't keep up.
If I didn't have a boyfriend, I'd just feel like lonely. I think security could be the reason why I like a boyfriend. In fact, I think it is.
Early in her pregnancy, Amy met her current boyfriend, Daniel. He lives 6 miles away with his parents, but visits Amy every day.
Remember, I'm eating for 2. I thought, like, because I was pregnant, I wouldn't get anybody else, or, like, who's going to want to be with somebody that's got a child? But he really seems so different.
They're nice. I know you're probably thinking I've just seen that, but no, they're nice.
Daniel's 5 years older than Amy, and at 21, he's hoping to become an apprentice plumber.
I met Daniel on Bebo, and I was just randomly started talking, but on my Bebo it said that I was pregnant, so you already knew I was pregnant.
I knew straight away that she was pregnant. It didn't really bother me. I told her that I wasn't happy how she'd been treated and how her ex was, like, just left. It takes a boy to make a baby, but it takes a man to bring one up. So most of the boys should just man up and do what they need to do to help as much as they can.
How would I hold a baby? To Ken, I'd hold it like support its bum and then support its head. To Ken, that's how I would hold it.
It'll come naturally.
Might not come naturally to Daniel because he's a bit...
Amy, that is so rude. He supports you so nicely.
Amy and Daniel have only been seeing each other for 6 weeks.
I am Dad.
I can feel it like about here, roughly. But you felt it before.
No, but I want to feel like a proper kick.
What, figure out if it's going to be a wee football player?
If it's a wee boy, even if it's a wee girl.
Daniel's in Amy's life now, and I love him to bits now. And I couldn't ask for a better daddy for the baby.
Taking on Amy's unborn child has caused problems for Daniel.
A lot of people thought that it was me personally that got Amy pregnant when she was 15, and I was like, kind of got made out to be a paedophile, but she was already pregnant. The fact is Amy's 16, I'm 21, and she's pregnant. It's not mine, but I'm going to be the dad.
There's my dad, though.
Having a father figure in her child's life is important to Amy. She left her dad behind in Zimbabwe when she moved to the UK with her mum.
I've not seen him in 5 years, so I really miss him. It's important for my baby to have a mum and dad because since I've not had my dad here, it's like you really miss that kind of male figure around.
Down in Blackpool, 16-year-old Tasha is already a mum to 3-month-old Maisie.
I actually wasn't using any contraception with Maisie's dad, and it was actually the first time that we'd slept together, and I always thought, oh, the first time, it's not going to happen to me. I was actually really shocked.
I was dumbstruck. It took me a long time to come round to the fact that it's real. My 15-year-old daughter is having a baby.
Long before she fell pregnant, Tasha was a wild child.
Well, I was the stereotype for a teenager. I'd go out and I'd just come in at silly o'clock in the morning and I'd be drinking and smoking, going out in boys' cars, driving about.
And obviously she was going to the nightclubs, underage, mixing with the wrong crowd, sneaking out the property without us knowing. Where I have gone looking in the car for her, and I've actually come across her, and she's been the only girl in such a big group of youths, drinking, walking the streets. Like when I said to her, look, Tasha, do you mind just coming home with us now? And then obviously the answer's no.
And she didn't want to be tied down to rules or anything else.
From the age of 6, Tasha was a handful.
She was disrespectful. She'd become aggressive. She would destroy things.
Because I'd been brung up spoiled, I had to have my own way, and if I didn't, then that's when I'd just lose my temper.
We couldn't have a social life at all. Couldn't leave her with anybody. She was having a big strain on the marriage.
My mum said to me, before I even got pregnant, when I was talking about kids, that if I ever fell pregnant, then I was no longer wanted in the house.
Her parents stuck to their word, and in late pregnancy, Tasha moved out of the family home she shared with her parents and younger brother Dale.
Even though it might seem really, really hard, we had to do it because we knew if we didn't, we would be looking after the baby, which isn't right because it's Tasha's baby.
Renting a house across the street from her mum and dad, Tasha survives on benefits.
Well, it's hard being a single young mum, but it's the house that makes it hard by having to run the house as well as look after a child and pay for all your bills and go and do your shopping. And obviously I've got to have Maisie around everywhere I go with me, which is, it can get stressful. Yeah, there are days where I think that I can't cope.
I don't interfere. No. Tasha knows if she wants to help, she asks for it.
When I used to live at home, I never washed up, never hoovered. I'd only cut the grass if I got paid for it. Whereas now, it's like I'm having to do everything myself that I didn't learn at home.
The house is in a bit of a mess, which I don't particularly like, but she is aware that once Maisie starts to crawl and babies put things in their mouth, she's reassured me that she will keep on top of the cleanliness of the house and the clutter.
I do this most nights, and other nights I'll do like ready-made meals, like a chicken burger. Cook soup noodles because I don't have time to cook anything else, and I can't cook anyway. Yeah, I miss my mum's cooking. I didn't put the fork in, did I? No, I've lost the fork.
90% of teen mums live in other people's homes, usually their parents.
I don't like living alone at all. I can get fearful. Like, if a car comes into the street, I'll like look to see who it is.
On top of the pressures of running a home, Tasha is trying to get Maisie's dad to take an interest in his daughter.
He said that he'd come Sunday night, so he never came Sunday night. Then arranged to me that he'd come last night, but he didn't even come last night, no excuse or anything. I did actually have faith in him that he'd come last night. I want him involved in her life because, at the end of the day, he's a dad and nothing can change that, but I don't think I'd want him in my life anymore.
It may be the last chance for Maisie's dad, but in Scotland, new boyfriend Daniel wants to do his best by Amy's baby.
The only reason I'm more nervous is the sheer fact of the bonding with the baby.
If you bond, you're coming in the delivery room, you will bond.
Like, it's scary. It scares me, the fact that what if I didn't bond with this baby, or what if every time I went to pick the baby up it cried?
I will, like, you stop saying it won't,
but
so stop.
I'll try my hardest, but obviously it's something you can't help thinking about.
To help Daniel feel involved with her pregnancy, Amy is taking him along to her 20-week scan.
Oh, I'm desperate. If I don't find the sex out, then I'll probably cry. I've been saying to everybody that I'd love a wee boy, and so if I was like to be a wee girl, I'd still be so happy, but I'll feel bad because I've been saying I want a boy, and if it's a girl, I just feel so guilty that I've been saying that I wanted a boy.
Right, are we going? Amy's already decided on names. Gregor for a boy and Brooke for a girl.
I hope you get what you wish for, eh?
We'll see you in a bit. Bye, Daniel. Bye.
Fingers crossed that everything's okay with the baby and everything's going as it should. Because it's not just about finding out what sex the baby is.
The majority of teen mums find out the sex of their baby at the 20-week scan.
I'm so happy. To be boy. And it doesn't, by the way, don't start crying. I was all, Mom, don't cry.
I'm so happy to see the boy, like, I'm over the
I tell you, baby boy, I knew I had the feeling.
Oh, I'm so happy. Daniel, did you cry?
No, I've got sore cheeks to smiling though, like.
Wee Gregor doesn't stop moving at all, by the way. I'm so happy. I knew I'd be a boy. I knew it.
The news that she's having a boy has made Amy think about how she would tell the biological father when the baby is born.
Smells good. So, like, see when I go into labour, are we going to phone him and, like, the biological dad would say, yeah, Amy's going into labour and that, just to let you know.
When you go into labour, we'll tell him. We'll be too busy, we won't be any time to think about him anyway.
When Gregor's born, we can tell him that day, because it's only fair, really.
With regards Amy and the biological father, I think you should just leave him alone. I don't think she should keep trying and being rejected, because no one likes rejection. If she's upset, Gregor's going to be upset. Do you know what I mean? She's got hard times ahead, you know. Things aren't easy when you're bringing up a child, so she needs to focus on Gregor.
Amy wants to make sure Daniel understands why she plans to tell the biological father.
Would you look scared?
I don't know what you can ask me.
When, like, the baby's born, how do you feel about, like, obviously I'm going to have to text the biological father and say he's born, but how are you going to feel about that? Is that going to make you feel upset or...
It won't bother me.
And then how would you feel if he wanted to come see?
I wouldn't be anywhere near it. I don't want to see him. And he's not spoke, not done anything for 9 months, not even asked her how she is. But if he thinks he can just walk back in and get what he wants, he's got another thing coming.
Daniel wants to be #1 dad. In Blackpool, it's been 2 weeks since Tasha last tried to get Maisie's dad to see his daughter.
Hello? Can you hear me crying? I rang you up to see when you was going to come and see your kid because it's been 5 months. You've seen her once in your whole life. That is sick. Twice? Oh, sorry, what? I had to come to you both times, yeah. You obviously don't care about her. Do you love her? Yeah. Well, do you not think that you're not showing that you love her? You need to come and see your kid and you need to get your act together, right? Hello? You just hung up on me.
I have totally given up on him. This is a new year and a new start for us. I'm not getting involved with him anymore. He knows where I live, he knows where his daughter lives. It's up to him now.
Having given up on Maisie's dad, Tasha has resigned herself to being a single parent, and so her career has never been more important.
That was okay, or...
Although Tasha left school when she fell pregnant, she now attends college 4 days a week, while baby Maisie goes to a childminder.
Maisie was only 6 weeks old when she started college.
Yeah.
She's really putting everything she's got into it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of what she's done.
I want to start off, when I qualify as a hairdresser, by working in a salon, and then if I get the right money, to own a salon. And then have Maisie working for me.
It's not only her future career prospects that Tasha is taking responsibility for. She's tackling the housework head-on.
I do miss living at home, and I don't. I'm more independent, obviously, now, whereas if it was just to live at home, then I'd just be I'd have everything done for me and I'd just have my arse wiped, which, obviously, being a mum now, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be, owning up to my responsibilities and that. And this is doing my head in. I'm going to use a different hanger. That's better. I've started fresh and I've got the best out of having a baby, otherwise I'd have been... I actually don't think... I wouldn't have had a life if I'd have carried on the way I was going at all. So having a baby's actually turned my life around for the best.
For Tasha, being a mum doesn't mean all work and no play.
Look at all my spins.
Are you tired yet?
No. Just done 304 spins.
Well done.
Tasha's trying to get on better with her parents and make amends for the past.
What's up? What have you had done?
Another tattoo.
Oh, no.
Ah,
What have I put on this time?
No.
you're joking. It's very nice.
Do you like it?
Yeah?
It means that I love him because I've scarred myself for life for him.
A little bit of a shock. She didn't have to do it, but she's had it done, so what can I say? Thank you very much, Tasha.
Told them I'm sorry for stuff that I've done in the past, but I just got it done just, I don't know, because I love them.
Well, thank you.
Very nice. That's not something you say very
No,
often
you don't,
to
yes.
us, do
Shut
you?
up.
It is so
Never.
touching that,
Shut up.
because it means a lot.
Shut up.
Because you don't ever say it.
No,
Shut up.
very, very
I don't say it, that's why I get it tattooed, so I don't have to say I love
No.
you. Whenever we argue and you say I don't love you, I do love you.
I know. It's nice to hear you say it. It really is.
You'll not say it again now. I said it once.
I'll use words. You can use tattoos.
Have you seen what Mummy's done? Don't you be getting any tattoos when you're bigger, will you? No.
In Scotland, Amy's in the final stages of her pregnancy.
My bump feels really tight now and solid like a brick. It gets sore up here. It's really painful, underneath my ribs. And then, like, down here it feels really heavy and it's feeling too tight. Only 8 weeks left, thank God.
Amy has also developed anemia, a lack of red blood cells in the body which causes unusual tiredness.
So, like, I've been put on tablets to help with it. They make me feel quite sick sometimes. It's like constantly feeling tired. You feel like I might as well be in a wheelchair or something like that because you can't move or anything. I thought being pregnant, it's just 9 months, the baby's in your stomach, nothing complicated. I didn't expect it to be like this.
She's still focused on her pregnancy, but in roughly 8 weeks' time, Amy will have to cope with childbirth.
She looks like an old granny. I'm nervous about the birth.
I'm not even bothered about the birth, so I'm just going to take games with me and stuff to play. I wouldn't say I'm scared for the birth that's going to happen. I still don't think it's really hit me properly yet.
In Blackpool, Maisie is now 6 months old, but the trauma of her birth is still fresh for Tasha.
Yes, it was very traumatic. I had to have stitches when I had Maisie because when she came out with her arm like that, so her arm went like that inside me. When you were pushing, it was a bad way to describe it, but it's the truth. It's like a lighter, you put a lighter up you, and that was the pain, burning, on fire pain.
To make sure she can provide for her child in the future, Tasha's focus is on her next college assessment.
It's going to be hard to do. Why? Because I don't have a mirror in front of me, so I can't put your parting in properly.
Oh, you could just stand in front of me, can't you? To do my parting.
Yeah, but that's not the professional
I know,
thing.
but
Not meant to walk in front of clients. I don't want to do tomorrow.
honestly, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but I'm not bothered. It's about I'll be all right and feel better if I practiced.
I think sometimes she just worries too much that she's not good enough to pass it, but I just keep telling her, you've got to be confident and be positive, and you'll do fine, and I'm sure she will.
There you go.
Thank you.
Before Tasha can qualify as a hairdresser, she must complete MVQ courses by passing assessments.
You know you've got half an hour to complete your assessment. All right, thank you.
Now that I've got Maisie, I obviously look at my future differently. Like now I just can't think about myself, I've got to think about the money, thinking that I've obviously got to provide for Maisie as well.
Lovely, thank you.
That's excellent as well. You passed your assessment, which is brilliant. Well done.
Thanks very much.
It's all right. I didn't expect to pass because I've never actually practised on hair like that. I've only practised on long hair, so I'm really, really happy that I passed. I'm really excited about my future. I really am. Being a mum has made me grow up a lot. Like, it sounds stupid in a way, but Maisie has actually brought my family a lot closer together.
She has turned herself around so much in such a short time by having Maisie, and it's like we've got our daughter back and our granddaughter.
Yeah, I am grateful.
In Scotland, Amy's baby boy Gregor has arrived 11 days early. Amy was in labour for 7 hours.
I remember saying during the labour, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to go home.
I didn't know how to take it, seeing her like screaming. It's hard to see anyone in that pain and not being able to do anything about it.
When I got one of the really big contractions, it was like, the pain was quite severe. I was panicking, that's what was making them more sore. There was no chance I would have been able to play board games, cards, even eat anything.
Daniel was with Amy during her labour and Gregor's birth.
All the way up to the labour, I was like, I'll be fine. I'm not that type of person. The minute I saw him, I just couldn't stop myself crying. I fell in love with him straight away.
Gregor is nearly 3 weeks old, and fortunately, Mum Sally is sharing the baby care.
There's shed loads of work when there's a little baby. If I had no support at all, I don't think I'd be able to go. My mum does 60% and I do 40% of the hard stuff.
I think I do a lot, but I don't mind doing it. He's my grandchild, so I'll do whatever. Looking at Amy, she's still a child.
As planned, Amy got in touch with the biological father of her child.
The day after Gregor was born, I contacted the biological father and I texted him, and I got no reply or anything. So now I've given up trying.
So he's just not interested at all. You know, so Gregor doesn't deserve that. You know,